like 16 deep fucking bells. Fuck all that shit. That's no way. That's not lucky. It's like it was written. Where did all my hair go? They tore it out invisibly. They made up, like they do everything else, they make up a lie and they apply the effect. So that means in the midst of it taking place, you don't see any of the things you would expect to see. Like here. Listen to this track, bitch. No, I'm not a college boy. I am also. I tell it like a biker boy, huh? This thing upstairs got serious complex because I identified it like the other ones around the running through all day today. No, I didn't. I'm talking about to the point where he even took the lid off the, you know how you can take the lid off of here and let the toilet run? That's what it was like. Make it sound like water. Ridiculous dumbasses. And not many places are putting the homeless, like in hotels anymore right now in this area. So it's interesting to see where some of them are getting the funds from. I do know I've met a guy that gets, he's working. I met a guy from Philly, he's working. Him and his former wife, I think. Saying he was still like with them separating and stuff, like he only manages to do a few days at a time at a hotel and then he's on the streets at night. That's the guy that I attempted to avoid and inadvertently he ran and him and I were discussing the off the grid things. The first time he showed up, while I was there with the white guy, who was full of shit, Brian, he showed up and I took off quickly because I couldn't confuse my dog. And my dog not only does my dog go off, but I couldn't confuse him and make him think that he wasn't supposed to go off because everything about that situation was abnormal. He never sees me sitting chilling with people talking. It's abnormal. That's not something I do. Never see nobody around me. So, but the second time, he was trying to avoid the rain, and he rushed into the shelter area before it started back up. But I think that's where he comes and chills before he goes to work at Kroger. At night, he does the floors. And he was trying to make it a habit of, you know what I'm saying, getting over the fear of the dog or the dog barking after seeing Brian there, because he, of course, the street nigga is gonna look at like he's good for the retarded ass white guy. It's gotta be good for him. Every time previously, he went on his way. Let's see you carrying on with this fucking dummy. You know, like. Anyways, that is wrong. And I mean, it's so much stuff I didn't get to capture in between graduating and being on the street half the month, okay? And you would have known that it was about the hair color. They suddenly want to eliminate it, just like they suddenly want to eliminate bank accounts. So when he showed up this time, instead of rejecting him right away, he had some shit like it. And mind you, I don't have my glasses. Okay, I haven't had my glasses since February, and immediately he reminded me that when he saw me earlier, he said something along the lines of when I saw you earlier, and I knew immediately then that it was the same guy, because being even within feet, I'm talking 4 or 5 feet of him on one side of the picnic table and me on the other, I couldn't even, no facial recognition. That's how bad they're declining my motherfucking eyesight. Okay? So I picked up on that cue. And the crazy part is I had just told this fucking dumbass white guy earlier that day. I told him, you know, because I had to ask him to repeat this a couple of times. And I told him, I said, look, Brian, I said, the cues that I normally pick up on, like reading your lips to make out what you're saying if I can't hear you. I said, there is traffic, constant traffic going past here. I said, but there's cues that I pick up on. And I said, I wear glasses and I don't have them on. I said, so I can't see the cues. I can't pick up on the lip reading part. I said, so you're going to have to repeat yourself. Don't you know that retarded ass dummy still acted like he had an attitude, but was asking me to do a favor. He refers to me as Doc, which would have been an appropriate future reference, but I ain't gonna let it get that far. It means more to me to kill the whole world than to be in and maintain a part of the system. It's funny because, like, as much as it made me think about mind control, like, you know, when how he immediately, once he knew I had my bachelor's and was supposed to start my master's, you know, he referred to me as such because he was like, he knew that that's what the clinical attainment was. That's what came with the territory. He was like, oh, that's a doctor. And he does come from a demonic accreditable background. Delta. So, I mean, look how thick that is and how thin that they tore all my hair out. So, realistically, I only have 2 inches of hair versus the 6 or 7 it appears. And I think even the way that it's measured, you know, if we're going by packs of hair, the length that it reaches, like if it were a pack of hair with thread, it's longer than that. I think they might refer to it as 10. And I'm just so disgusted at the other elder, the Homo sapien elder. I'm so disgusted at his personality type. Like, he a whole con. And I think I captured him on voice recording doing some of his con type stuff. And I had dodged him for a day before my dog got me busted, okay? Like, when he comes through and he's looking for me. So check this out. This is the first time it happened. It was the first time that I seen him blow through, because I knew every other time he lied and said he did. But this is the first time he blew through, blowing his horn like he normally does, as if I was there. And when he did it, this is at night, y'all, and I'm talking about, I just found out that my money hit about 3-4 hours ago. And I'm making my way up Old National Highway, okay, like not from the end that I was on. And my damn dog, when he hears him blow the horn, and it wasn't like I predicted it because he wasn't doing it. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Like, he had gotten used, he heard it twice. And just from those 2 times he heard it, it was familiar. Why did my dog, okay, worse, even worse. I told you that there's times when my dog is used to sabotage me. Prior to that, he had been going into a panic. Like, what was he going to do? So it was like the things that were attached to him were like panicking, looking around, trying to find something to sabotage me with. They hadn't seen any lowlifes walk by to claim that they were with. And they hadn't seen some of the other things or activity to take place around the church. So when he blew through, my dog takes off. I'm talking about hauling ass. Okay, so look, they said German Shepherds can run like 30-something miles an hour. Okay, my puppy did that. Okay, I've never seen him run so fast nowhere. Off hauling ass behind this motherfucking mini trailer. I don't know what the difference is between an SUV and like a trail. I feel like they're different. Anyways. All that's behind it. I was so fucking mad. I could have killed it. I told you my can dropped in the shower. Or did I write that somewhere? I think I wrote that in my journal entry. Anyways, that's like my beer can like that. Right now, it's running. It's gonna be in the darkest place. We're trying to sacrifice her. So they're talking about a representative of a timeline. But the elders, all the elders that they hit me with recently, I'm talking about it was an elder, 60-something-year-old security guard. This is all at the white time, an elder white guy. So 2 Homo sapiens, 1 Neanderthal. White guy. That was... and then another one day before yesterday. So that makes 2 Neanderthals. And 2 Homo sapiens. Both black guys were in their 60s. I think he even told me, the one whose personality I'm so disgusted with, the con. I think he even said that he was like, is he almost 60? You know, I think he tried to knock a couple years off. And then there's the security guard, he's 72. And then there is the white, now homeless guy who retired from Marriott that is 60 something. You know, it's weird because before this, they threw this 72-year-old security guard into the equation. I was sure that there was a 72-year-old black guy somewhere. But, you know, that could be just be from the amount of information that I took in. Well, and all for, and it took place around my dad's birthday, who they were trying to absolutely make sure they made it through. Okay, so think about all the events that took place over the year. Okay, so we're talking about Valentine's Day, we're talking about Easter, we're talking about Memorial Day, we're talking about all the events in between. So that's Grammys, that's the BET Awards, that's the random concerts, that's Beyonce coming to town, that's Chris Brown coming to town, that's everything. Okay, sports, everything. All right, this is all the shit they were attacking me for. And time up with me doesn't look like time down. And that's the part you don't get to see. And the crazy part is I didn't even have a phone that worked anymore to show how hard they were on me. I put a couple of pictures on Instagram yesterday that showed, you know, what I captured in terms of how they were attacking my appearance in between. Okay, the shit that they thought I'd be too embarrassed to put on the motherfucking internet. All right. So I'm just saying, like, when they saw that iPhone, they knew that I wouldn't have any way to capture what they were doing to me, and I didn't. And then they tried to make it seem like shit was sweet by throwing these elders into the mix and lying about who the elders were. And all of it was to just claim the money that I spent on myself. Okay? And they also thought that I spent money on my mortgage instead of making sure I could survive. I haven't paid my mortgage since May, but they rejected it in June, and they're doing similar things with other accounts. They're trying to make my accounts disappear because, you know, they claimed them. And everything that they have or have done as a result of that sacrifice rides on that being true and disappearing, so that no one, you know what I'm saying, like being untraceable on their end. That's how it goes. So there's no part of my life that's untraceable. They even went as far back as my military history, my work history, everything. And they were talking about how they had relatives of mine in places that they weren't supposed to be in, and how they had not backed out of them, but instead, you know, were using random identities. These are federal agents posing as my relatives, using random identities everywhere, okay, to suggest that they're them, that they've seen me and that they have a means to attack, that they've been in contact with me. They're always lying, saying I've been in contact with people, and you know good and fucking well I don't talk to nobody. No different. Encounters. Shit don't happen. It's just been extremely bad, and I can't. I mean, I could put it into words, but I don't have the time or the resources to. Look about how much damage we're talking about. I had to start my food warming up. What am I having? Fuck you, Satan. Oops, I cut this off, but it's still in the short. This is tequila, Respirado, and gin, the dry gin. That's what this whole cup was, with a half a lime in it. Half from last night, half from tonight. They have been stealing my liquor. Okay, so yesterday I drank almost a whole bottle of liquor. But I got none of it, you know, so it's not like the alcoholic thing. That's why you never see me appear to be any such thing. But I went off today and I was calling them all kind of alcoholics, and they got very mad about it. Me calling it what it was, behind them stealing my liquor. And remember, a similar thing took place on Upland Avenue. What do you think they're calling the hotel right now? They've been locking me out my X too, where I have that paid subscription. So I haven't been able to get into X in almost a month and a half, maybe a month. And then they pulled the same bullshit they always pull. But first time here at this hotel in this type of way, because you know, like normally you just use the room above me to suggest that I'm in a duplex setting, like I was on Oakland Avenue. But today they were posting the lowlights outside the hotel room. That just so happens to be a space that they normally gather, okay? Like, and they were using it to set my dog off, so I haven't got as much sunlight as I normally get. Excuse me, puppy. I just opened the curtains, and guess what? The only reason I opened it is because now there's something in place to keep them away from hanging out there. Rotisserie chicken, yellow rice, plantains, and coleslaw. The bitch upstairs is fucking again. It took 2 days for her to recover.